time has come. Today, I'm exposing myself. A couple days ago, I asked over on my Instagram account if there were any questions, comments, concerns, any updates you wanted, anything you wanted to know about me, and there are some very good questions. Big shout out to everyone who submitted questions, and without further ado, let's get into it. This is about to get a little exposing, but it's okay, it's fine. How old are you? Okay, this is good. We are starting off with a very simple, easy question. How old am I? I'm 20 years old, and I'm gonna be 21 on June 19th. I was born in 2001, so makes me a Gemini, and to be a little more specific, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, Gemini sun, so a lot of Gemini energy going on here, but yes, I'll be 21 soon. What is one thing you wish all of us could know about you? I am literally just a regular 20-year-old girl, just like you, if you're a 20-year-old girl, or you know what I mean. Like, I'm literally just a regular, normal person, and I make mistakes, and sometimes I'm unorganized, and sometimes I do the wrong thing, and sometimes I'm stressing over getting a YouTube video up, and sometimes, you know, life isn't all of this like I'm the main character romanticizing it all. And I think it's easy to like misconstrue that, especially with YouTube videos and, you know, doing vlogs daily and posting all the time. Like, it's easy to see one version of me and think like, wow, you know, I aspire to be that organized, I aspire to be on top of my ish. And while I do feel like I am on top of my shit and stuff, there's also a side of me that's sometimes insecure and sometimes doesn't get her things done on time, and sometimes I'm stressing and crying, and just like being a normal young person, I definitely go through all of the emotions, and I feel like it's easy to not show that, and sometimes I don't, which maybe I should be better about it. But at the end of the day, remember, like, behind this camera, if you were to meet me in real life, like, I'm literally just a walking 5-foot person who is going through everything that you're probably going through too. So not just saying this for me, but like literally everyone that you see, even like celebrities, like, don't put anyone on a pedestal. Like, we are literally all the same at the core. We just choose to share our life on the internet, you know? So that's one thing I wish everyone could know. I'm literally just like you, okay? Don't romanticize it too much. Why do you go to Disney World so often? Was not expecting this question. Yeah, I do go to Disney World a lot. I absolutely love Disney World, and not just myself, my family loves it too. So it's definitely a huge family activity for me. Yes, I've gone alone. Yes, I've gone with friends before, and I plan to do that, you know, other times in my life. But the core of Disney World and those vacations that I take are for my family and I. You know, I've been going since I was like 2 years old. I don't remember a time when I wasn't going to Disney or wasn't loving it and enjoying it. And especially now that I'm older, I feel like I'm seeing a different side to Disney. There's so much more to do on the adult end, almost equally as much as there is to do for like the little kids, you know? And I think it's hard to like see that difference, especially if you don't go or don't like know the ins and outs of Disney. It's definitely my family and I's favorite vacation spot together, and it just holds so many memories. So I love going to Disney, and that's why I go so often, simply because I love it and because I can. Like, why would I not go if I have the option? So that's why I go to Disney so much. What are your thoughts on fear stopping someone from living to their fullest potential? This is a hard question because I feel like these are so personal. I know how I deal with fear and how I've kind of coped with my own insecurities and like feelings around certain issues, but it's different for literally every single person. And if I was speaking to myself and I knew, okay, I'm speaking to my Guardina right now, what I would tell myself is that yes, it's scary. Yes, there's gonna be some growing pains. Yes, you're probably gonna fail a couple times. Yes, all of those terrible bad things are gonna happen, but what is actually the worst that can happen? Just having some bad feelings about it, maybe being uncomfortable, but like, other than that, is it really something that you believe needs to stop your quality of life from being this amazing, great thing simply for some emotions? Like, although I do sometimes think with my feelings, I'm thinking with my mind and thinking more logically. So logically, it just doesn't make much sense for me personally. Emphasis on the for me personally, because this is what I would say to myself. It logically does not make sense to me to hold myself back from something that could expand my quality of life simply because of some emotions that are freaking me out. You know, like, in my mind, it just doesn't correlate that way. That's what I would say for myself, but I know this isn't the best answer for everyone else, but I hope that gave some sort of answer. I don't know. I feel like it's a tricky thing and I don't want to be like insensitive to people's traumas and anxieties and things like that, because it's different for everyone. Do you believe in soulmates? I do believe in soulmates, but I don't believe that you're always meant to end up with your soulmate. And actually, I don't think there's even just one soulmate. I think you can have multiple soulmates in one lifetime. I also think there's platonic soulmates. I think familial soulmates. I think romantic soulmates. Like, there's so many different forms of it. But yes, I do believe in soulmates. I also believe that I'm very spiritual. And with that, I love the idea that like my soul, my entity of who I am, like my soul outside of my body, right? Like my body is my physical form, but like the me that's like traveling through the astral realm, if you know what I'm talking about. That version of me, I think it's special that that person is also connected to like other things that aren't just this physical body. If this is making any sense. I'm not sure how to articulate exactly what I'm trying to get across right now, but basically, yes, I believe in soulmates, and I think there's a thing where you're paired with people way before you even ever meet them, way before you even enter this lifetime. For example, like Delaney and I, my best friend, 100% believe we were tied before in other lifetimes. I 100% believe that I was tied with my family in other lifetimes. That's not to say that like my brother was my brother in a different one, but like I just think like our souls at some point have been connected, whether it be sibling, friendship, which again, like you have no recollection of that lifetime. It's just like this feeling of like, I already know you, like I know I was meant to meet you. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, and I feel like this is such a bigger topic that I could go into and talk about for a long time. Are you religious? This is a good follow-up question because I just explained how I'm spiritual, and no, I'm not religious. I don't really like live life or like abide by the Bible or really read the Bible or anything like that, or go to church. I don't do any of that side of it, but I'm very spiritual, as in I do believe there's a higher power, and I do believe that there's something like guiding me and protecting me and keeping me safe and all of that, but I don't call it like God or call it like a being. I call it the universe. Some people call the universe God, the world, whatever they want to call it. Like I believe that they're pretty linked and they're like very similar, but they're different variations of each other, and I think sometimes people have a hard time figuring out like the relationship between the two. But like I believe you can be spiritual and not be religious, and you can be religious and not be spiritual, or you can be both, or you could be none. And it's none of my business what you choose to do, and that's why I don't mind sharing what I think about it, because others' opinions on it don't really matter to me either. Like this is how I'm choosing to live my life, and every single day I'm definitely learning more. 10 years from now you might come back and I might say, yeah, I'm very religious, or I might be like, no, I'm not, nothing anymore. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm changing and evolving every single day, but I'm definitely figuring out the things that I value and the things that I identify with. How do you deal with people lying to you? You know, honestly, I do not think I've been lied to recently, like in the last like year or so, but I could have and I just didn't know. I mean, I'm sure I had been and I just didn't realize, but most of the time, honestly, I don't really care. I have a very like I don't care attitude about things that aren't like personally affecting me or my friends or my family. Depending on what the situation is, I would confront them. Like let's say it's like a close friend or a family member was to like lie to me and I actively could tell they were lying, then I would 100% just like squash it right then and there. I'd just be like, hey, I actually like, I don't know if this is true, and I would squash it, but this is like, you know, like a friend of a friend, like an acquaintance or someone that like I'm not that closely linked to, I honestly don't really care, and I probably will never say anything, but I just won't talk to them anymore because I know that that's how they're choosing to like live their life and how they're choosing to go through it, and that's not how I do things. So I would honestly just let it go, let it be. What is your dream vacation destination? I love this question because I freaking love travel, and if you've been watching any of my recent videos, travel has literally been like the only thing I can think about, talk about, do. So I have my dream vacation in mind. I would love to go to Paris, France. Like this is like my dream place. Like when I think about the beauties of the world and life, all I can think about is freaking Paris. So I'd want to go to Paris and I'd want to like spend like 2 weeks there, maybe more, maybe like a month. It's kind of excessive, but you get the idea. A long time exploring, seeing all the beauty, living my best life, eating croissants, getting lattes, doing all the fun Paris stuff, go to little bookstores. I think that'd be so cute. But then I want to go to the south of France, and I want to then spend like 2 weeks there, just relaxing, enjoying it, being on the water, kind of getting out of the hustle bustle of Paris. But I just think France is such a beautiful country, and I want to see it so badly. So I think that would be my dream vacation because I'd want to go for a long time. Why don't you date? To make a long story short, because I don't want to. It really is just because I don't want to. I find a lot of value in being single, and like I'm not rushing this stage and this era of my life. I'm actually really enjoying it. I love not having to worry about anyone else. I love not having to think of anyone else. I love being able to like make choices and decisions and not have to think about like someone else being in the middle of that or like having to take their feelings into consideration. When you're single, it is so easy to look at your like future relationship self and be like, oh yeah, I'll 100% keep my independence. I'll be able to do everything I've been doing. Like I'll be on top of everything. But the reality is, at least for me, that's not possible. I 100% know that's not possible for me. I'm very like all or nothing, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but when I'm in a relationship, when I'm like really caring about someone, really wanting to like grow with this person, I am like all in, like all in. And I'm not even gonna lie, my head gets a little skewed, and I think that's another reason why I've kind of been deterred from dating for so long, because I need to keep my head on straight. I don't know. I feel like I'm just making excuses for it and like trying to explain it, but at the end of the day, I just don't want one. I do not want to be in a relationship right now, and I think that's more than an okay answer. So I'm not even gonna go into depth anymore. I simply just don't want to date. That's it. And the last question that I'm gonna be answering today, what is your favorite quote? Time is meaningless and pleasure is essential. And I made this last question because I want to leave you with this as you click out of this video. Time is meaningless, pleasure is essential. Do what you want to do, whatever feels good to you, just go for it. We need to break these societal standards. It's literally all made up anyway. Just do what feels best for you. Do what feels right in your heart. And I'm very like avid on that, and I very much believe in that. And that's how I lead my life, honestly. But that is where I'm gonna end this Q&A. There were a couple questions that I didn't get to, but I am open to doing another one in the next couple weeks if you're interested, or if there's any more like updates you want or anything. Again, just go follow me on Instagram and I'll post a poll, or you could DM me or comment down below if you have any questions, or just be like, Maya, do another one, answer this, blah, 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 whatever. That is where I'm gonna end this. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. So it's never too long before there's a new video from me, and I'll see you on my next one. Let's cheers, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.